Everybody thought Dad was the ruthless one, but I gotta hand it to you. If you'd been born after those feminists, you would have been the real gangster.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The reason that I decided to do a Livia video is because I watched a trailer for that new documentary on The Sopranos.
For years, everybody told me you should write a show about your mother and yourself. She was so out there.
So I figured I'd take a dive into this infamous mother figure.
Who are you?
Where am I going?
Somebody called you last night after dark.
Oh,
You think I'd answer? It was dark out. Well, all I know is daughters are better at taking care of their mothers than sons.
What makes that line from Livia particularly hurtful is the fact that Tony's the one who's been there for her all along.
I don't want to get in your way here, Tony. I mean, you're the one who stayed, you took the brunt. Barbara and I were never going to forget that.
Well, you forgot it okay for about 20 years.
Both of her daughters left and got out of there as soon as they could. Meanwhile, Tony stayed.
I thought you were the activities lady. She's a real pain in the ass.
Playing bingo, Livia?
Oh, not tonight, honey. You know, she's a degenerate gambler.
Livia's furious with Tony after he tells her he wants her to go live at a retirement community called Green Grove. According to Livia, it's a nursing home. According to Dr. Melfi, it's more like a hotel at Captain Teeb's. Some guy who owns a bunch of luxury hotels or something.
How much complaining can you do? Eventually, they find you with a broken hip.
Livia first finds out that Tony's seeing a psychiatrist because AJ lets the cat out of the bag when he goes to see her one afternoon while he's suspended from school.
Dad goes.
He does not.
Yes, he does. Is it okay if I take that pear, Grandma?
He goes to talk about his mother. That's what he's doing. He talks about me. He complains. She didn't do this. She did that.
And then after Livia tells Junior Capos are holding some of their meetings at Green Grove, Junior decides, I have to.
I suppose he would have found it harder to have his meetings at my house.
Why didn't I know about this?
Well, maybe it was you they were talking about. Who knows?
Dad, you're depressed.
Depressed? My father came to this country with 17 cents in his pocket, and he never made a peep.
Ma?
What's he got to be depressed about? Nobody threw him into the glue factory and sold his house out from underneath him.
Even after the assassination attempt on Tony failed in Isabella, she wasn't ready to give up yet. Enter Artie Bucco.
Creating bitterness and conflict between others in their circle.
After what my son did to you, oh, how can I look you in the face? You don't blame him for setting the fire? Well, you're a bigger man than some.
You know, someday, somebody's gonna wash out your mouth with soap on.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you? Oh, I wish the Lord would take me.
In season 2, Livia is at a rehab facility for a few episodes, and then she goes back to her house and lives with Janice.
Are you smoking marijuana? I want to watch the TV.
Yeah, well, we should get another one for your room.
Listen to her. Like Rose Kennedy, with all her money to throw around.
But first, she gets wind that they're talking about her DNR. Once again, thanks to AJ's big mouth.
I'm gonna live with you.
Why? So you cannot resuscitate me?
If I could what?
No, take this one. Yeah, she gets her ballet shoes, she sells them, and she takes the money to Newark, and she buys amphetamines. I just don't know what happened to me. I had the strangest dreams all night long.
When I think of the Sopranos series as a whole, I feel like it's divided into a couple of 3 different eras, with the first one featuring Livia Soprano at the forefront.
And take the Barca Lounger. Somebody's got to take this stuff before I die. Otherwise, there's going to be an awful lot of stuff here that the junk man's going to have to cart off to the dump.
If it weren't for Nancy Marchand dying when she did, it's likely that Livia would have remained in the show and that Janice wouldn't have come back, at least not at the point when she did. So it's interesting when you think about all the what ifs.
Need a lawyer. I'm in airport security. I can't call. I don't know what to do. They say that Anthony gave me a stolen ticket. They're gonna call the FBI. No.
She's going to finish baby journals from long time ago. My idea.
Oh, yeah, I remember these. Carmela gave you one of these for each of the kids when they were born.
Livia doesn't write nothing down, so she'll keep this short and sweet.
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Remember how Ma, she hated compliments? Giving them or taking them? Because then maybe, at any minute, boom.
I guess what struck me most was she didn't mince words. Between brain and mouth, there was no interlocutor.
She had a stroke. Now half her brain is gone.
She was my best friend.
Oh, the street. It's another pain in the ass.
If anybody died or was in the hospital, I could be sure I'd get a call from Lee letting me know.
So some woman in Pennsylvania, she shot her 3 children and set her house on fire.
Livia also comes into play when Tony tells Dr. Melfi in season 5 that the reason he wasn't there the night that Tony B got arrested was because he had a panic attack after fighting with his mom.
I had a fight with my mother and I had a fucking panic attack. And I started screaming at her. So I left. I walked out the door, went over to the car, opened the door, boom. My shrink told me that I stood by Junior through all his jealousy and shit. Trying to prove I'm a good guy. My mother couldn't hate a good boy like that.
You're okay. Your life is just so wonderful and okay. Where were you last night?
I was at the Yankee game.
What do you take me for, an idiot?
Oh, Lee, that's not true. I picked up Anthony from school. We went to the game.
I'm not here to defend Livia. She tried to have her own son killed, for crying out loud. I think sometimes we forget, or we don't really recognize or discuss the fact that there was another person in that family dynamic.
Ask Anthony, you don't believe me.
Where were you last night, Anthony?
We were at Cousin Jimmy's, Ma.
She was a handsome woman, your mother. Not sexy exactly, but statuesque.
You know, it's one thing for you to complain or bitch about your parents or family members, but it's a whole other thing when someone else does, especially in this case. When Tony's in a coma, Carmela has a discussion with Dr. Melfi about how their kids are getting older and they can't really hide things from them anymore. And at what point do their kids become complicit? At what point did young Tony start to become complicit with Johnny Boy's activities, including lying to his mother?
Used to whack us kids around a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, the belt was his favorite child development tool.
I didn't realize you were so unhappy.
I don't know. My mother...
You told him about your father, right?
Good guy, my father. Everybody liked him. He knew how to have a good time. He loved shellfish, but he wasn't around much.
Well, what do you know about it? You're scared of your own shadow.
Sandy said something interesting. That when we were babies, everything was fine. But Ma couldn't stand that as her babies got older, they separated from her. When they started to talk and express ideas, that's when the trouble started. Danica, did you hear me? I'm talking to you.
No.
What did you say? Don't tell me no. Don't you ever tell me no.
It's not that I think Janice was being irrational for wanting to know when her daughter was going to be in the water. It just reminded me a lot of her previous convo with Carmela when she said that when they started to talk and express ideas, that's when the trouble started.
Well, I did not have a very happy childhood.
No?
There was little love in the house. Very difficult woman. Undermining.
Though Livia dies in early season 3, we see her in the rest of the series through other characters like Tony, Janice.
I could stick this fork in your eye!
Sacre bleu, where is me mama?
And even Gloria.
Between the Buddhism and talk about the family, poor you.
Poor you.
I didn't just meet you. I've known you my whole fucking life.
Every time I try to do something, me and the kids will go without you.
They are not going anywhere! I'd rather smother them with a pillow than take them to Nevada!
This is gonna sound stupid. But I saw at one point that our mothers are the bus drivers. No, they are the bus. See, they're the vehicle that gets us here. They drop us off and go on their way. They continue on their journey. And the problem is that we keep trying to get back on the bus. I'm scared.
Well, there's nothing to be scared of. You can let it go.
Instead of just letting it go.
What's wrong with our family, Tony?
You're gonna miss your bus.
Finally, I'd love to hear what you think about Livia Soprano. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.